Hello again, and welcome to Movie Passholes.
I'm Saman.
And I am Romo.
And this week we saw Solo.
You shot first.
Yeah. Why isn't it called Han? Because we learned in the movie that Solo is not even his name. You just give him that name because he's alone.
Spoilers.
It's not a spoiler. I was right at the beginning.
Spoilers.
Whatever.
Spoilers. I have a whole tirade about this.
Whatever. Okay. We'll get to it later.
All right, Sam. You want to give a summary?
Yeah, I wrote a thing. A long time ago, slightly more ago than the original long time, in a galaxy beyond the stars, lives an orphan man-boy named Han Solo, who must Oliver and company his way through life, stealing and doing the bidding of naughty crime bosses with his best gal pal, Emilia Clarke, by his side. When given the opportunity to escape, he totally leaves her on the planet and runs off to join the Imperial Navy, where he meets a ragtag band of bandits who are in the middle of doing a bandit thing for evil Paul Bettany. Han, now with his new fancy last name, parties up with Woody Harrelson, Thandie Newton, some CGI guy, and they travel across the galaxy in search of his long-lost Emilia Clarke. Will he find her nearly immediately? Will they give up? Will they get up to some life-threatening shenanigans? Will Han survive this movie to go on to star in 4 more? Will he meet Chewie and be best friends until the day he dies? Find out yes when you go see Solo. Maybe, if you maybe want to. Now in theaters. Yeah. So that's how I felt about it.
It's pretty good. The movie didn't really have a lot of stakes to it.
Nope.
Because you're like, oh, I know.
Yeah, I know he's fine.
I know he's survived.
I see when he dies many, many years later.
Yeah. Spoilers.
It's a reverse spoilers.
I mean, yeah. Harrison Ford wanted to die in the first movie.
Yeah.
He's like, no, just kill me.
Said they forced him to do it for the rest of his life.
Till
it just sucked every last life force out of
he's going to do another Indiana Jones, so like...
Maybe, I feel like he likes that more, though.
I think he definitely likes Indiana Jones better than Han Solo. He has more fun as Indy than he does as Han.
It also doesn't matter. He's just being Harrison Ford and everything.
Well, especially now.
Because he just doesn't like being in space.
He doesn't like the CG, probably. All the CG.
Oh, yeah, talking to
nothing.
Like tennis balls on
exactly.
sticks.
Yeah. Thoughts, feelings. I felt like it was enjoyable. I feel like it was an okay, enjoyable movie. It felt like it should have just been a comic book.
Yeah.
Like a long comic book arc, like a 1 year, like...
Or like a Lego Star Wars game.
Oh, yeah. Like, I feel like this should have been a comic book.
Yeah.
It should have been like, here you go, here's, you want this, if you want about... Because you don't really need Hans. There's a lot. It doesn't feel like Han Solo. He doesn't feel like Han Solo at all in this movie.
Han Solo is just Harrison Ford, so he's just not doing a very good Harrison Ford impression.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't buy Alden Ehrenreich.
Yeah. He's more of a young Norbert Leo Butz.
I didn't buy him in look or in like charisma.
Also, he wasn't that much younger than original Han Solo, so it was weird.
Yeah. It's just, I just didn't buy him. He didn't have the same charisma.
He definitely didn't have the same charisma. I felt the same way about Lando.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't like Donald Glover's Billy D. Williams impression.
I thought he did all right.
Every time he said Maelstrom instead of Maelstrom, I was so annoyed.
But I think that was like his thing of mispronouncing stuff.
Yeah, but it was more that he was doing a funny voice than he was doing, like, Billy D. Williams was just being...
Billy D. Williams.
Yeah, and doing maybe like a suave thing.
Right.
But it sounded like Donald Glover was doing like
suave.
Yeah. It sounded like Donald Glover was trying to do a funny voice.
Yeah, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. It wasn't as natural. And also
I think it was better than Alden's attempt.
Oh, for sure. I agree with that.
It was way better than Alden's attempt.
Yeah.
You know who was great?
Chewie.
New Chewie.
Yeah.
New Chewie?
Yep.
Great.
Yep. Agreed.
That's the most active we've seen Chewbacca in a long time.
It's true. Well, he's a youth.
Yeah, he's a youth person.
Yeah.
So he was great. I really liked him.
Yeah.
I really wish he had a better Han Solo to act with.
That's very true. Yeah. Like, I didn't like that one line where he was like, where Han was like, I'm not going to say Chewbacca all the time. You need a nickname. I'm not going to say it. It was like, this is quite the way to treat your new friend. I was like, hey, my name is Saman. They're like, I'm not going to say that. Your name's S.
You mean go fuck off.
Yeah, get out of here.
Yeah, it was a little... I found this movie to be overall too fan servicey.
Oh yeah, I thought the whole first 45 minutes were mega boring.
Oh, super
boring. I took a nap. I took a long blink that involved me waking up later.
I mean, it didn't really start to get good until they met Paul Bettany. Until they
exactly.
Until they met
I
Dryden
was
Voss.
bored clear through him meeting Chewie and everything.
Yeah, like even the stuff, even the train sequence was like, with the heist sequence was kind of okay. It was kind of interesting. It was like a heist, but like,
yeah.
Like, I think it was once the stakes finally were like, here, Dryden Voss is going to kill you.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Oh yeah, we spoiled. Yeah, a lot of
spoilers. But like, once they met Paul Bettany, then it's like, oh shit, now there's stakes here. Now there's like things. Before that, it was just Han Solo being kind of Luke Skywalker-y.
Yeah,
like he plucky, good, like.
Yeah. Like he wasn't. I don't know.
Like for me, Han Solo and like the rogue or scoundrel archetype is like they're a reluctant hero, and he didn't feel very reluctant.
I didn't feel like he grew from anywhere to go to anything. Like, I get that maybe he would start off not entirely Han Solo-y.
I get that.
Be, not as confident and whatever. And then through his travels or whatever, we see him gaining the confidence. We see him gaining the skills that turn him into the Han he is, but he never does that. He doesn't become that.
Well, it doesn't feel like he suffers some losses, but it never gets to the point where he suffers. It feels like an extreme loss, and therefore he would be this kind of jaded person that we meet in A New Hope. You know what I mean? Like,
I get that they were maybe trying to say that with the Emilia Clarke thing.
Well, the Emilia Clarke, and then him having to shoot Tobias.
Yeah, he shoots first.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, really, the whole movie to get to the arc that is Han learns to shoot first.
Because they do go through that a lot. They're like, oh, is he going to do it? Is he going to shoot first?
He loses the card game the first time.
Yeah.
And you're we get it.
So,
but he didn't grow to get that. Like, I don't know.
No.
Meh.
Yeah. It was. I didn't see the arc of where he began to the person we get at A New Hope.
Absolutely not. Yeah.
At A New Hope.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's what it should be leading into. Is like, this is now who he is. We see the arc of the fucking Millennium Falcon becoming into the ship.
Absolutely. Which I also thought was weird because we got to see Lando's droid L3 get integrated with the ship.
Yes.
And then Han tricks him and takes the ship. We watched Lando cry when L3 died.
Right, and now this is.
Basically, Han basically tricked him out of selling his
wife.
Soul. Yeah, his wife's soul. And got you.
But then, I mean, I guess that's why Lando does really love the ship too in Empire.
Yeah, but I think that's so unusually cruel for this character.
Cruel.
We haven't established that he acts like that in any other situation.
In every other situation, he's been the upstanding. He's always taken the noble route.
Yeah.
He's like a.
Why would he steal
huckster.
Lando's girlfriend's soul? As a funny got you back.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's horrible. She is the ship now.
I guess that's his first descent into Honness.
Yeah. Well, then it would seem like the movie should start there then, when he betrays his good friend.
I do like that Lando just was like, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
and left on
bye.
that last.
I got shot multiple times. And you ruined my ship.
And you destroyed my girlfriend robot.
Yeah, you killed my girlfriend robot. Now she's a part of my ship that you destroyed.
Right. And that does play in...
And you set my cape on fire.
So they do say, and I think it's in A New Hope, that it's like, oh, this ship talks a weird language. So that was joining that weird little fan service moment.
Yes.
It is.
It's still his girlfriend's soul.
Right. It's also why that ship can jump into hyperdrive, because you need a droid to do hyperdrive.
True story.
Yep. Star Wars.
Still his girlfriend's soul there.
Still his girlfriend.
Seems pretty proud about stealing his only other friend in the whole universe's girlfriend soul.
But yeah, the fan service moments were a little much. Like them showing the chess game.
Oh yeah, the dimensional chess.
Yeah.
I wish they would have taken the time to explain to a lot of people who don't know that Jui is actually super hyper intelligent.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, oh, you know how to do this because you're old? That's funny.
Right.
As opposed to, oh, you know how to do this because you're just
Smart.
Yeah.
You've been doing this a lot. You studied a lot.
Yeah, you're a hyper intelligent creature, and we're all beneath you.
Right, that's the whole point. Is
Yeah.
that Wookiees are really, really intelligent.
Yeah.
They choose to live the way they do because it's better.
Yeah. So they're super old, so they're like, nah, over it.
Yeah, over all your technology stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
we know how to do with it, and we can do it if we really want to, but we'd prefer just to mostly live in trees and stuff.
Yeah, and so they're just like, he's old.
Well, yeah.
Let's treat him like a silly dog thing. Han is Chewie's dog. It's true.
It was a cute moment where you wish Han knows how to speak Shriwook.
Yeah, I did like that for once they let him like.
Yeah,
so,
they let a human do it.
Well, because otherwise, I get that it's a funny shtick that he just always understands him and speaks back to him in English, and
Right.
they just both speak both languages.
Right.
But I did enjoy that he at least for a
Right.
second.
And I
then in the
I like that they just translated his stuff and not Chewie's.
Exactly, and also
That
it
was a
also
good-
showed that he speaks super broken, like
Yeah,
he
exactly.
doesn't really know.
Yeah, he's got like middle school Spanish level
Exactly.
knowledge. Well, yeah, I fucking hated the opening crawl thing.
I hated the opening crawl. There was no splash at the splash cut, like at the beginning where it's like, boom, starting. It was just like a long time ago.
And it was unnecessary.
I also thought it was the tone of it was entirely unlike other crawls where it was a little like,
Yeah. Well, it used the long time ago font
Yeah.
as the whole thing.
yeah.
Instead of just being, and it was like multiple like fade-ins and outs.
Yeah,
to
it
different
wasn't a scroll.
And so it was so
It wasn't a
weird.
crawl at all.
It wasn't a crawl.
Yeah.
It was just title cards.
But also I thought like it just the tone of the exposition
Oh, yeah.
in the crawl was like kind of childish and not
Yeah.
like usually it's just like exposition like this is what's been happening.
Right.
Here's like
And here's the world we're in.
yeah. Instead it was like oh you plucky hero.
Yeah,
or
it was a little-
beautiful- it was, nah, that's
Yeah.
not what the crawl's for.
It didn't give us any information that we didn't find in the first 5 minutes of watching the movie.
Yeah, we really didn't need one at all.
Didn't need one at all. They could have just smash cut into Han racing
yeah,
away.
Absolutely.
And it would have been fucking great.
like, this is the name of the planet we're on, and
Yep.
then yeah.
Yeah, all they would have been like Corellia.
Yeah.
Boom.
And then
done.
we get it. Yeah.
Because that opening shot where you see like the ships being built, because
Yeah.
you know it's a shipbuilding
Yeah.
planet, and then it scrolls down onto Han
then-
like speeding
Yeah,
away.
they're
That's
clearly,
it. Done.
clearly stealing stuff.
Yeah.
And maybe you can throw in a line that's like, we're orphans. It sucks we have to steal stuff
Right.
to survive. And then the crawl's unnecessary entirely.
Was it that slug creature like they mentioned
the slug
her
lady.
They mentioned her in the crawl. I thought she was going to be the big bad for the
Yeah,
whole
no,
film.
that's the only time we see her.
That's the only time we see her. I'm like, this is.
Yeah, we get it. She's the crime boss.
It's fine.
We can see that from all the criminals like standing around her like portal or
Right.
like whole thing, worshiping her.
Got it.
We get it. She's the boss of the criminals. It's like self-explanatory.
Yeah, you don't need a whole fucking.
No, you don't need to walk me through it. Anybody that needs to be walked through it can't read anyway. Children can't read this.
Yeah, the children wouldn't know. Like they're not reading that.
No.
They're waiting until they see bam,
Yeah.
Solo.
Yeah, they don't even know the movie started yet.
They're like, oh, these are just preview cards
Yeah.
again.
Star Wars movies start with loud bangs. So it
Yeah,
hasn't started
there was
yet.
no loud like fanfare or music
no
or anything.
fanfare.
That was weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
So you didn't know it like started. Like
Nope.
Rogue One didn't have an opening thing, but at least like was like
was like,
bam,
boom.
yeah, into the scene, into a cold open. Yeah.
Yeah. This
was just
totally
like
got rid of like the
slow,
space opera
like-
element of it entirely.
I get they were trying to go for like a grittier feel, I guess.
I didn't like the cinematography at all.
Well, no, it was that whole opening stuff where it was just all blue
Yeah,
on Corellia
it was
was.
super dark. And
I mean, I get it. It was because they couldn't take sun, the creatures that they worked for.
yeah,
But, like,
I
it's
get it.
felt a
I mean,
little-
I can't see anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
They could have other colors.
Yeah.
They could get some lights, artificial light.
I was gonna say you can't. You're in the past, future, and you don't have like fancy lights that don't hurt your skin.
Yeah. We're in the future past. Get with it.
Yeah, exactly. oh yeah. Back to my tirade about Solo's
go
name.
For it. I hate that part. I hated it. It was also such a throwaway.
It was so cringy.
It was.
It was super cringy, and I was just pissed. I was like, so you're telling me that Latin...
How many other people are named Solo?
It's not only that. It's the fact that, yes, there can be like English and Latin-y sounding names, but now you're saying that the English word for alone is equivalent to the Latin origin of Solo.
Yeah.
Which is a weird, like...
Why wasn't his name like Han Nemo or something?
Yeah, like, or like Han, just fucking, Han anything, any more, like an Orabesh or like a common, or like some
why
other...
Why did they just make up a new name?
Why did they just be, why would it be Solo? Solo is...
Because he's by himself.
I understand dramaturgically, but it doesn't make sense in the world of Star Wars
it
for
doesn't make
Solo
sense
to mean
to
alone.
make up a name for him to begin with
No.
on his Imperial induction forms. You'd be like, what's your last name? He's like, I don't have one. He's like, no, for real, tell me your last name. He's like, I don't remember because I'm an orphan. He's like, all right, your last name is this collection of numbers.
I did like that they brought bits of the EU into canon, like him being a member of the Imperial Navy, and all that stuff. Like that's part of the EU. Him rescuing Chewie.
Yeah.
Like, stuff like that. That was good. I like that they started incorporating some of the old like expanded universe stuff and be like, that was good. Let's make that canon rather than just be like, nah, fuck all that shit. And they've been doing that with all of these like newer ones and like the prequels.
The stories.
Yeah, like they've been like slowly taking the good parts of the EU and putting it, because that way it's like, oh, we liked that, so we'll put it in. Like, yeah. So
I did like the Chewie Han meeting scene for the guards on top of the thing who were like, yeah, eat him.
But, oh man, another cringy moment where he goes, I have a good feeling about this.
There were a number of cringy moments.
It was all, and it all had to do with fan service.
Yeah.
It was like shoehorned in.
I'm surprised there wasn't like a porg for no reason. Just like they've been here the whole time.
They've always been on the
Millennium just like
Falcon.
Walking through, like maybe like some kind of salesperson is like selling like porg.
Porg meat?
Yeah, like fried porg.
Oh man.
I'm surprised they held themselves back. What else?
I did think Tandy? Is it Tandy?
I used to always say Tandy.
I thought it was Tandy.
Yeah, even though it is spelled with
an
a TH.
H. But that doesn't necessarily mean it's not Tandy.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's not Tandy.
Right.
I always said Tandy, and then like a year ago, people were like, it's Tandy. Right? And I was like, no, it's definitely Tandy.
Right?
Yeah, I see. Maybe you can just always say it in a British accent,
and then it's
just
kind of like melds into
just like, is it Goldblum or Goldblum? If you go, Jeff Goldblum, then it kind of sounds like either, and you're right regardless.
Sandy Newton, right? Yep.
Sandy Newton.
Sandy Newton.
Sandy Newton.
Sandy
Newton. See, whatever.
She was great. She was tragically underutilized.
I love Sandy Newton.
She was underutilized.
Way underutilized. Died way too soon.
Yep.
And
kind of wish he had stayed on, and then Tobias Beckett.
That would have been way better, because it would also been a way more interesting arc for her character, because she would seem like the one who's not obviously going to betray you. But also, if they're married, they obviously like each other super lots, and so
they have similar personalities and stuff like that.
And she killed herself for the cause, so she would totally betray it.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been way more surprising, way more interesting. Woody was good. Was great too.
Yeah, it was great. No, he did it great. It was an interesting character. You knew. Actually, we thought it was going to be Lando.
Oh, I so thought it was going to be Lando when they were going to reveal who betrayed Han.
I thought it was going to be Lando too.
That would have been great.
It would. I understand why.
Yeah, but it didn't. it made Lando's character entirely undeveloped. He didn't grow anywhere from anything.
Yeah, I guess not, because then the like the epilogue is like him still being a cheat.
Yeah, he's still cheating, and then we see him lose his ship, and it's actually really depressing because, as we established, it's his dead wife's soul.
I get like L3 being like, it works.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that. Instead of us getting a Shape of Michael Shannon's fingers moment where she like shows how his penis comes out of his like amphibian things, instead she's like, it's fine.
It works.
We've done it before.
Yeah.
It's fine.
It's very clearly implied. It's happened.
Oh yeah. I think it's more than implied.
Yeah. That was a sad moment though, where she fucking...
It was sad. What did you think of L3 in general?
She was okay in general until the robot uprising part.
That's the only part of her I liked.
But yeah, that's the part I like.
I thought you were saying she was okay and then she wasn't okay.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying I didn't really care for her until that point.
Yeah.
Until she was like, fuck everything. I liked like the little bit of free will stuff, like and blah blah blah. Like I was like, that's a cool thing for them to finally start introducing into Star Wars. Like, are robots sentient creatures?
We've been pretending that they're sentient the whole time, so why would they just be willingly subservient?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I liked them bringing that more up front.
Yeah.
But I found her annoying.
I thought she was pretty annoying. But I get that if there's going to be a droid like that, it would totally be Lando's droid, maybe. But nah. Yeah. It was annoying until she was like liberating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it was fun, and that moment was funny when all the robots start liberating each other.
Well, because initially he was just like the robot didn't understand what that meant, and then just like went wild, and then you just see it intercut. See them, our band of heroes doing stuff intercut with like this little droid going around like
smashing controllers,
severing all their like chains and stuff, and then they show it. However, it's like a chicken boo moment. They're like, how did it get to this? You see the droid like on top
and just like walking and smashing.
Like, smashing the keys. You're like, how did you even get up there?
Chicken Boo.
It is a Chicken Boo moment. Like, how did Chicken Boo become the most famous opera singer in the world? He's been a chicken the whole time.
That was good. No, yeah, I like the whole Kessel. That whole Kessel sequence was really good, actually.
I liked it too.
I thought that was a really good job. A really good scene of like liberation, some good action moments, and then Chewie deciding to, he said he's like, I'm going to help other Wookiees whenever I see them.
Yeah.
And he fucking does it.
Yeah.
And it shows Han being a good guy. I understand like he is a good guy at heart, but I wanted to see more of like the reluctant
the conflict.
The conflict between like his like scummy like gotta do anything to get by roots.
Yeah.
And the good guy thing.
Absolutely. Like, I think I did not like Emilia Clarke's character, but I think her character did a better job of showing the complex nature of growing up how they did and having to survive and do whatever you need to.
Yeah, when she was like, you have no idea what I had to do to get here.
He's like, you left me. I basically
sold myself into sex slavery.
I was a lady child alone here, and I had to figure out a way. And you left me here.
Yep.
So I'm glad you have friends and you're having a good time. But I had to be a sex slave.
I mean, that is what she was. And then she became a trusted lieutenant. I think that's what happened.
I didn't care for how Paul Bettany said, this is my most trusted lieutenant. Because then it made it seem like she wasn't a lieutenant at all.
No, I think she was a legit lieutenant.
No, she was, but I didn't get that till a full hour later. Because I was just like, oh, he's... Like, that's just his number one hoe, and he's like, he's just saying that because it's like, she's my right-hand man. I'll get it. Like, that's what I got out of that. That's exactly what I got out of that. Until the end where you're like, oh, no, she's actually like a mega ninja.
Right, she's badass.
Yeah. Working for Darth Maul.
Yeah, I did like the moment in the fucking, Darth Maul. Oh. I did like the moment in the ship where Han's like, do this, and she's like...
Yeah.
And Chewie's just like, boom, 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 boom.
Yeah, because he's also like, I need a co-pilot. And she's like, that's me.
Yeah.
And then he's just like, all right, well, be a pilot.
Do the co-pilot thing.
Oh, I have to fly things? I thought I just get to sit here. And Chewie's like, I'm going.
Yeah.
How did you learn to fly? Well, I'm smarter than you in every way.
And they've been doing this for hundreds of years.
Yeah, and then all he gets out of that is, oh, you're old. Sure, he could have basically been like, I build ships and I'm a time traveler and I'm just the smartest being in this entire part of the galaxy. And he's like, you're so old. Chewbacca's a mouthful. I'm never saying that weird ethnic name.
Chewbacca is also not a mouthful.
It's not a mouthful.
It's no more a mouthful than any of the other names.
Han Solo. At least it doesn't have apostrophes in it like Kira. And
Kira was Qira.
yeah.
For no reason, and then just pronounced Kira.
Yeah, Kira. Just a normal name. So just a person's name.
But yeah, Darth Maul. Darth Maul is back.
Yeah. Does that mean we have to see sequels more in between movies?
I think so. They did. So this is my thing. I think he's going to be the bad in the next, because they just announced
old Darth Maul though, because he's an old person now.
Yeah. So he's in the Rebels. Like if you watch any of the cartoons, he's in the cartoons. He's in the Clone Wars cartoon.
Yeah.
And in the Rebels cartoon, which takes place after this period of time.
Yeah.
So you know he survives through this until about 2 years before A New Hope, where he gets killed by Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Finally. But so they just announced there's a Boba Fett movie coming out.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to be, since Boba Fett deals with crime syndicates and
That's
he's a leader of a
true.
crime syndicate, like he's going to be either a big bad or part of the movie.
Or like, a boss in some way.
A boss in some way. So it'll be, so I think they're setting him up to be in more spin-off movies of this in this time period type
I wish
deal.
Sandy Newton hadn't died.
I know.
She'd be great in
She'd
more
be great
things.
in more things.
Yeah.
But they had to, I guess they had to, they didn't.
Now we'd have to go even more back in the past if we want her to be in anything.
It's just weird because they didn't need to kill off that whole crew in this movie.
No.
You know what I mean? There's
Two of them died in the same.
Yeah. They didn't need to die in this movie because there's still 10 years before.
Yeah.
You know, before A New Hope. So like, it doesn't.
Yeah, she should have gotten like horribly maimed or something,
Yeah.
and they had to leave her behind.
Got a sweet bionic arm.
And then they like pretend they tell Paul Bettany that she died in the thing, and she's just somewhere healing. And when they go back and meet her, she's got like cool droid bits.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been sweet. So it just kills herself, and that's the end of that.
Also, like, why don't you get like a jetpack or something?
Yeah, well, she couldn't move at all though because the
that's
things
right.
were shooting at her.
The sniper. Oh yeah, the Infest Nest.
Sure.
Who was revealed to be the good guys.
Oh yeah, good guys the whole time.
Yep. They're fighting for the rebels.
Yeah, one of them was a child good guy.
Oh yeah. She was very, very young.
Yeah.
Yeah, big boss lady
Yeah.
reveals a child whole time.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was a nice little reveal.
Yeah.
It was a good little gambit they had.
Yeah, I like that whole planet they were on.
For once, the last act of a movie was great.
I like that. That was my favorite part.
Yeah, this whole like Kessel through to the end
was
great.
All interesting.
The beginning,
Boring.
useless.
I was legit asleep. The rest, very interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Bettany on.
Yeah. Yep.
Once he suddenly finds Kira again.
Yeah.
Shocker, she's back.
What was I gonna say?
But yeah.
Yeah. Kira being there is just so convenient, and
It was the Force.
yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was
No,
just
it's
bad
just
writing,
poor
shoddy writing. I liked weird Clint Howard's little cameo because this is a Ron Howard movie.
Yeah, I know. Caught that.
Fighting the droids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got nothing else.
Yeah.
Well, a full first half of the movie was boring.
It was boring.
So-
That could have been the prequel comic.
Yeah.
And then just started with him, like, maybe like a little bit of on Corellia, him escaping, and then...
Yeah. I don't know. Like, maybe starting off with what was supposed to be a high-octane chase wasn't the greatest thing.
Yeah.
because it set up an energy that was, I don't know. It didn't even catch me. I was just like,
Yeah. No, I agree. I think there was a lot of like.
Maybe I don't like Emilia Clarke that much. Maybe she's a little wooden.
She's definitely wooden.
Yeah.
She has one acting mode, and it's that.
Yeah.
It's like regal wooden likeness.
Yeah, because it doesn't make sense why, like, because I get the whole point of that was to show that this is why Han is so reluctant to love.
Right.
Because he was going to center his whole life around saving her.
Right.
And, she saved herself, and she's also like, screw
Oh,
you.
yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That makes sense for the New Hope why he's like
Yeah.
now reluctant to
get
fall in love again.
I get that that's why we're supposed to be seeing that, but I don't like her character all that much
Right.
for me to care about any of that. Also, it seemed unearned.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Yeah. I really liked outside of the movie, everyone complaining that Lando is pansexual. And if the first time you heard Lando wasn't straight was like 2 weeks ago, you've been asleep at the wheel, first of all.
Very clearly.
And also, there were multiple... First of all, they didn't even come up in the movie.
No, I mean...
Once.
I guess the droid thing...
She did a throwaway, like, stop flirting with Han. And
Yeah.
instead of him being like, I'm not flirting, or why would you say that? He's just like, stop blowing up my spot.
Yeah.
Like, he makes eyeballs. But, like... Oh, I forgot where I was going. Oh yeah, every time there was like a straight people sexual thing, it was super cringy. When Emilia Clarke and Paul Bettany were in his office the first time, and he was trying to establish that there's some kind of weird sexual thing. She was basically like sitting on his lap,
right?
And they're like framed super uncomfortably close, and he's like everything he says to her is just like directly into her mouth. Like it's just so sexually uncomfortable. All the straight stuff made me really uncomfortable. It did. That was forced straight romance that made me very uncomfortable. Why all this straight sexual tension? Trying to please the straight fans.
Please the straights.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you didn't know Lando, you even from the original trilogy, you could tell he just flirts with everyone, right?
So he's pansexual.
Yeah, he's
we're in
pansexual.
space. Not everyone's a person.
Right. Some fucking creatures.
I bet some creatures don't have genders at all.
Yeah, just unigender. Just
Yeah.
like nothing. Just completely. Yep.
Yeah.
Go have fun, man.
Yeah. Why would you still think like being straight and only associating with other humans
it's
would
gonna
be
be
the way of the space future?
It's gonna be very different in
Yeah.
that type of culture.
You go to work, you might be the only human at work. Who are you going to have a crush on? Which employee are you going to like?
Right, yeah. Even if you've never seen them before, eventually you're gonna get used to it and be
Yeah.
like, all right,
I'm into that.
that person with the tentacle
I
things
don't
all
even know
over
how
themselves.
this works, but we'll figure it out.
Yeah, exactly. Do our parts mesh together? Who knows? Let's experiment. It works.
It works.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah. See it maybe if you want.
mean,
Whatever.
I don't think it was a necessary addition to the Star Wars canon at all.
Super not. And which was pretty disappointing because you
Yeah.
could tell that they thought it maybe was going to be a big super deal.
Oh yeah, no, it was definitely supposed to be like a launching of like a solo trilogy. I'm
Mega
sure.
boring, and I hope we don't have to see young Norbert Leo Butts too much more.
He signed on for 2 more movies, so I'm hoping he'll be like a
In the background of a
like
Lando movie.
and Boba Fett.
Yeah.
and that's it.
Why don't
Done.
they just make a Chewie movie?
That'd be cool, like him on Kashyyyk, like fighting against the Empire
Yeah.
before they capture him and shit.
Yes.
That'd be cool. That'd be fucking rad.
And see like a bunch of other Wookiees.
Yeah.
Some lady Wookiees.
Some lady looking. That'd be good. Yeah, I was like, oh, you know what would have been an interesting time in Han's life was when he was just a soldier.
Yeah.
That would have been a cool,
That's true.
different take on Han as someone who has to follow orders. Because it says he was in it for 3 years.
3 years, yeah.
So there has to be an interesting story in there of like if they are going to play with, like, he was always the good guy, like, when he subterfuged the Empire, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
we never see him growing from anywhere.
No.
He's just always been Hanish, and then he gets up to various things until he dies.
Yeah,
This is what this established.
Yeah. He just kind of makes it, he kind of just like makes his way through.
He just kind of lucks through life.
Yeah. Because originally he wasn't even going to be taken by the bandits, by like Tobias.
Well, yeah, they reported him. They're like, that's a deserter, you should take him.
And the only reason they took him was because of Chewie.
Yeah.
Because Chewie is muscle.
Yeah, Chewie's huge and helpful.
Yeah. So, yeah, he just kind of keeps lucking into shit.
Yeah. And then things just keep happening to go his way. Yeah. He doesn't well, I guess there's one moment where he brains his way out of something. Where
the ending?
Yeah, he double tricks everybody into thinking
that was pretty funny.
Yeah. He was like, you don't want me to touch these giant energy things, they'll blow up. And he's like, they're fake, give them here. And he's like, okay. And then they are real. Yeah.
That was good. That was a good moment where it was like he used his brains for once.
Yeah. But then he could have also switched it back around to be like, nope.
It could have been like a triple switch.
No, you could have been like Woody Harrelson was the one trying to trick you.
Right.
Because clearly I brought you the real one, so...
Right. Why don't you just murder him now?
Murder him for tricking you.
Yeah.
For tricking you into thinking I was tricking you. And trying to get me and your best lieutenant lady killed.
But I think it was always Amelia Clark's goal to murder Dryden Voss.
Oh, absolutely, because she wanted to take his position and be the head, whatever.
Be the head of that area.
That's why Darth Maul was all like, that doesn't sound right. But from now on, I'm going to put a GoPro on you and we'll be watching you a little closer. Stop killing all my friends. She's like, that scoundrel totally murdered him. And he's like, okay.
That seems out of...
I don't think that happened. He's like, and he let you go? She's like, yep. Okay. Where were you while all this was happening? Over there. Okay. He's like, we'll be working a lot closer from now on.
Yeah.
I think you're lying to me.
This sounds not true.
I can't tell, but I think you're lying.
The Force is telling me this is not true. It would have been cool if he went through the thing.
That's what I thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
He was just going to be like, she'll start floating. He's like, no, really, did you kill him?
And then, I feel like she could have said...
be like, yeah, I did kill him.
And he'd be like, good.
That's cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Sick.
Yeah. They're a fucking criminal organization. I'm sure it's not a big deal.
Yeah, you're a badass. It's super cool.
You killed the biggest badass. You are now the biggest badass.
Yeah, exactly. Well done. Also, stop lying to me.
Yeah, exactly. Good job. Now tell me the truth from now on.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Instead, he's just like, I'll let this slide this one time.
Yeah. I look forward to a Boba Fett movie.
Yeah, sure.
I think it could be interesting.
I don't know. Are we being oversaturated with Star Wars stories?
I was reading something today. I think them trying to do a Marvel multi-movie a year thing is a bad move.
Oh, for sure, because the universe is a lot smaller.
Right. So I think they should just do one movie a year. Because, Last Jedi was only in December, so that's only 6 months ago. Not even.
Yeah.
So this was, too soon.
I already kind of feel like a Star Wars every Christmas feels like a lot of Star Wars.
I don't mind that. I wouldn't mind that if they did, the alternating of, main saga, then,
if every other year it was a Star Wars Christmas movie, and every other year it was...
Yeah, if it was the Olympics.
Exactly, stagger it out.
Stagger it out.
Yeah.
But it should be one a year, and 1 year is the main saga, and then the next year is a sequel or a spin-off
maybe
saga.
Even 2 years between, a main one, then 2 Star Wars stories, and then the other.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
One.
Yeah. That way you get a good amount of time for
time
the main.
in between, and it still feels like there's a main important Star Wars arc to be watching for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think doing this 5 months after was a little too soon.
Yeah.
Especially because it's characters you know already, and
we already saw one of them die very recently, so
Yeah, like
Let the wound heal. You've seen him die, now see him young. I still think there should have been a Lando movie, even if I didn't terribly care for
I think they're gonna do a Lando movie.
I think this should have been a Lando movie, and the end.
I mean, they're 100% doing a Lando movie. Donald Glover is blowing up.
Well,
if
yeah,
they don't,
now.
Yeah. If they don't do a Lando movie, it'll be a poor decision.
I think.
But it would have to be after L3, which kind of sucks.
Yeah.
Because it would be much better to see like their adventures.
I think that the studio would probably be more invested in more Lando stuff than they will in 2 more Han.
Oh, they're definitely not going to
movies.
do. I don't think after the box office this weekend, they're definitely not doing 2 more Han movies. They're like, we have you for 2 more movies. We'll put you somewhere.
They'll make him be in some Lando movies.
Yeah, we'll put you somewhere.
Man.
Oh, yeah. It was a decent comic book.
Yeah, it was fine.
All right, Sam, how many buttholes do you give it?
I give it 1 gravitational black hole.
That's right.
Butthole.
The gravity well butthole.
Yeah, with that big, like,
The big tentacle
multi-eyed
monster.
tentacle Nemo monster in it.
I will concur with that. The gravity butthole.
Yeah, give it a gravity butthole, sucking all the energy out of the
Oh
out of the
God,
Star
what a
Trek.
good metaphor for this.
Yep.
Just sucking all the momentum out of Star
Yeah.
Wars.
Yep.
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 But he made the Kessel Run in 12 parsecs, rounding down.
Round it down.
All right.
All right. Well, this has been another episode of Movie Passholes. I'm Salmon.
I'm Romo.